Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 84 days away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that at the end of the day, this film is going to be, well, a revelation movie, answering many of the burning questions from The Force Awakens that were not answered in The Last Jedi, while also creating brand new questions at the very beginning of this film, in, of course, Episode 9 that will be answered at the very ending. Now, on top of all this, we do know that this movie is going to expand the Star Wars franchise and is going to be used as a foundation to create something new. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of both Rey and Kylo Ren, where it's said that they are both standing in front of Palpatine inside of his throne room, where it's described that Palpatine is giving Rey and Kylo Ren a lecture about his plans with his new Sith Empire. It's described that Palpatine is said to inform Rey and Kylo Ren that his new superweapons, that are called the Annihilators, are said to have been built from rare kyber crystals that were taken from a world in the unknown regions for his original plans of the third Death Star. It's explained that before Palpatine's defeat on the Death Star 2, he had planned a third Death Star as a failsafe in case of the second Death Star were to ever be destroyed, in which it was. Where it's explained that Palpatine goes on to reveal to Rey and Ren that the third Death Star technology was even applied to the superweapon to that of the First Order Starkiller base. Now, this technology is said to project a red beam as opposed to a green beam like the previous two Death Stars, and that used rare kyber crystals from the unknown regions, and that Palpatine plans to use this Death Star technology using the Annihilators to wipe out an entire star system planet by planet that is said to contain an entire population of potential Force sensitives to become potential Jedi. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is going to be a movie that's going to introduce many different aspects of the previous movies, as well as Star Wars Legends, and of course adding something new into the mix. So I want to go over this particular scenario where both Palpatine, Rey, and Kylo are said to be inside of his throne room, where Palpatine is said to be giving them a lecture about his Death Star 3 technology. Now, the Death Star 3 technology, by the way, is said to have existed many years before the events of The Force Awakens. In fact, it existed even during the events of Return of the Jedi, except it was placed somewhere over in the unknown regions, hidden away from anybody that could ever discover it. Now, what's exciting about this, though, is that this is, of course, going to make us view The Force Awakens in a different light, where Palpatine unveils that his Death Star 3 technology was actually responsible for being a part of the Starkiller base itself. Now, Starkiller base, it does make a lot of sense now because that too projected a red beam, just like Palpatine's brand new Annihilators that are going to be used in The Rise of Skywalker. In fact, if you guys go ahead and view the second teaser trailer, you will see one of the red beams hitting the world of Kijimi. So you can see that the same exact Death Star 3 technology is being applied to this. So what I like about this also is that, yes, this is, of course, a third Death Star, but at the same exact time, it's not like an actual sphere that's going to appear in the film. But there were plans, and there were actual plans by Palpatine of developing that, and the actual technology was made, and parts of the actual Death Star 3 were hidden away over in the unknown regions. So, with that being said, he also plans to destroy an entire star system that is said to hold an entire population of Force sensitives that have the potential to become a new generation of Jedi. Now, it's very possible that this is the same exact star system that Rey is actually going after at a certain point in time in this movie, that she actually has a map that goes to it. Now, Palpatine, in this movie, we do know that he's going to be the expert puppet master. He's got a lot of plans and a lot of tricks up his sleeve when it comes to Rey and Kylo Ren and what he wants to do with those two characters to benefit himself, right? So this movie is going to really be a blend between the prequels and the originals, and of course applying some of the original ideas by George Lucas that never made it to the final cuts of course, the original trilogy movies that are going to be applied to Episode 9. So the last piece that I do want to go over about all of this is, of course, the unknown regions. Very interesting. So Palpatine hid the third Death Star technology over in the unknown regions and left some behind as well. It also makes sense because now we do know that Snoke obviously was over in the unknown regions as well. That's probably where he discovered the third Death Star technology and shipped it over somewhere else in the galaxy to develop Starkiller Base to wipe out the Hosnian system as seen in The Force Awakens. So you can really see the connection there, and you can really see where things are really applied in Episode 9, and how everything is sort of interconnected with all the different characters and all the different events that take place within the Skywalker saga. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.